Good morning, good afternoon, greetings wherever you are in the world. So today, as we're almost ending Black History Month, and I know that Black History should be celebrated every day, but because it's designated for that 1 month, let's take advantage of it. So I'm so excited about today's show. This has been like a dream come true. So my guest today, as you know, every day I'm somewhere when I go live, somewhere in the world. And I think we need that today for where we are in Canada because it's cold outside. There's a
Yes.
lot of snow on the ground. But guess what? My guest today, she's in beautiful Jamaica, I think St. Elizabeth. And I must share my story a little
Summer.
bit about this beautiful lady. So during the lockdown in 2020, we met, you know, again, for most of you who knows me as the representative for the Lumi, and many of you may not know the Jamaica Lumineers, but we met there, and then she was able to get me over to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs with the State of African Diaspora. Then, I became an ambassador. So, I'm excited today. So let me introduce myself. I am Jeanette Lumley, and I'm the host of Reggaelution on the Move, a talk show that communicates through interaction, connecting people, network around the globe. So in studio with me today, I have my beautiful guest. For many of us, we call her Queen Oshun. For many, she's known as Ambassador Sharon Parents Chambers. She's an author. This lady wears many hats, I should say. So let her talk about herself instead of I doing it. So good morning, Queen. How are you, Madam?
Happy New Day. Blessed love. Let this be a memorable day for all of us that are in contact with each other spiritually, physically, and emotionally.
Great, great. And did you
And
hear
it's
that,
a
people?
pleasure to be with you, I must say. It's a pleasure to be with you and to send love from Jamaica,
As
from
always,
Yard.
you don't
Send
know.
love from Yard to
As
warm
always,
you
as
and
always,
to lift you up.
whenever we connect, this is how we greet. And you know what? Her and her husband, it's never hello, it's never good morning, it's always what you just said before. She greets with a different kind of
Yeah,
approach.
sometimes it's the top of the world.
Right,
Yes, it's a blessed new day, grand rising. We're
right.
lifting people up with our word sounds. It's never morn. We never use morning greetings, you
Mm,
know.
yes.
And how are you this new day?
It's a beautiful day. Despite
We
of
start,
the coldness,
yes,
give thanks.
give thanks.
So I'm gonna be touching on various areas with this queen today. I remember when first met her, I asked her why Queen Ashan, because I was amazed with that name. So Queen, can you maybe tell us a little bit about who Queen Ashan is and why Queen Ashan?
Queen Oshun, because it's a spiritual transformation. And so I met an Ife priestess. She's also connected with the Tainos at a function, an REFM function. And I think it was celebration of Marcus Garvey Day. So here we are at the venue, just across the bridge. I think it was in St. Mary. And I see this beautiful priestess. I didn't know who she was really or that she was a priestess. And we were talking, and then her eyes started to get red and roll, looking upward. And I became concerned because I don't know that I said anything, but it was me. The message, the Orisha, the god or goddesses that were her guides were telling her, sending her a message for me. And the message was, why have you not been doing the work? What is keeping you from doing it? And I had an excuse. And she says, you can do it. You can do what I'm doing. You can work with people individually. You don't have to reach masses of people. And then I realized this is a very special message. And she said, if you don't do this, then something could happen to you physically. And so I think that was what I remember from the
Wow.
encounter. But I knew it was an important encounter. And then later, she gave me a number to call, and I called her about 6 months later. And then she says, have you ever thought of the name Oshun? I said, no, I've never thought. Bandwidth problems there. And she says, you research that. And then you call me back and let me know what you think of this name Oshun. It may have been another 3 months. I called her back and said, I think I can take on this Oshun. She's a goddess of love, sweetness, compassion, fertility, and love, a lover of sweet things. And I said, well, that's loving. And that was the essence of me. So she actually helped me to define a part of me that I didn't understand. The world saw it as sexy. The world saw it as maybe self-centered. But what it really was in my maturity, by the time she was telling me all of this, I was mature enough to know I'm a loving being. I appreciate people for who they are and what they are. I'm not critical of people on the exterior. I just embrace them through a loving heart. So I began to develop, to read about Oshun and develop Oshun as a goddess, an Orisha, one of 10, African from the African cosmology. And so she became me, and I became her.
That's so beautiful. And, that's and exactly what the lady told her, and exactly what she's describing, or who she's describing herself to be. That's exactly the individual that you're looking at, no less. She's that special person to me. It's one of my mentors as well, that I, encourages, supports, no matter what journey you're on. So thank you, Queen Ocean,
Thank you.
for
That
being
love,
here. Yes.
for that love
It's all about love, people.
and support. That was one of
Exactly.
that was the basis of inviting you to become an ambassador of the state of the
Yes.
African diaspora.
Thank you so much. You know what? And I can say, people, it's one amazing journey. I'm
Yes,
not gonna kid you. It's an
you were ready.
amazing journey. Yes.
You were ready.
Yes. Oh yeah. And
Yeah.
I still have a lot more to learn, but I'm waiting until I land in Jamaica. That's my next mission. Yes.
Oh
I have a lot
yes.
more
Come.
to learn on that. And you know what? And
Once you get here.
if it wasn't for the pandemic, I would have been there already to
I believe
um,
you.
connect. But I will. Yes, Queen. So thank you for sharing that. So Queen also is an author of 2 books. One of them, she'll be, maybe taking a quote from today to share with us. But I can't remember the title, so you can help me along that. Living
Living
life as a
sacred
sacred
practice.
practice. Isn't that amazing? So, Queen, what is living life as a sacred practice? What is it?
It's coming into a consciousness of yourself as I self, one consciousness with everything around you. Notice that when gurus become, how do you say, initiated, they go into a meditation, and when they come out, they say, I could not distinguish myself from the things around me. It is as though we became one. It is that consciousness that we are looking for and seeking. And for the seekers who need guidance, the book is written for them. Living life as a sacred practice. I have been on a journey for 20 years to find myself, the I self, the consciousness of the I, of the universe. And I started in the hills of St. Andrew, Mount Charles Mavis Bank, Jamaica, being out in nature, in plain air, observing the trees, the animals, the fauna and flora, in order to get an aspect of myself being a part of all of that and that consciousness. So it started there, and with the Psalms that I got from Providence School, the primary school, and it has just manifested into something. Reading many books, being involved with many different religions, I've come to the consciousness that it's a lifestyle and a conscious lifestyle that I want to live and that I'm living that makes me the happiest, where I can be free from doxology, free from any restraint, but just live from the inside out, from the love consciousness, from the heart, understanding the different chakras from crown, third eye, crown, throat chakra, heart, just understanding what they are, these wheels that spin and connect both front and back, that allow the chi energy to float through you. So I first had to learn that the first breath that I took, this first breath, is still with me, and I will not let go of it until I expire. This breath is part of the chi, and the chi is life itself in the form of breath. And that breath has air. It kind of has fire too. It's special because inside the body, there is an electricity inside the brain, inside the whole body. And there's water, right? And everything I'm going to tell you about the body is also in the universe. We
Mhm.
are a reflection of the universe. Those elements that create stars and galaxies and universes are, are in me. And I look at my cell structure, there's a nucleus, there's a mitochondrion, you know, and they're the place where the energy is manufactured. And then there are things, bodies inside that cytoplasm. We are mimicking a Milky Way. We're mimicking the womb of creation. And so we I have learned to take from all of that and to live from the inside out, never letting the world control this sacred temple of inner peace that I have and you have and everyone have. And I try to impart that to people in the tone of my voice. I impart it to the words, from the words and the message that I get through my meditations. And that's how I wrote my first book, um, which was poetry. Yes, the Rose of Sharon and Thoughts of Wellness. Yes, came directly from morning meditations. I woke up with these beautiful thoughts. I wrote them down, and they made themselves, or I helped to transform them into beautiful thoughts that can be helping, that can help people. And one of them will pop, but I have a quote from here that I'd like to share, and this is for women. May I do that now?
Go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead. This is
It's
beautiful.
the ascension of the sacred feminine, the divine feminine as the matrix of creation. I am the sacred feminine who was silenced by those who wanted to uh, ascend my throne, to brush me aside into obscurity in the ash heaps of eternity. However, like Isis and Osiris, I gathered my consciousness, other parts, and reconnected to my greatness. I am the sacred feminine, the mother of creation, the mother goddess. I am goddess eternal. I and my sister Gaia, Earth Mother, are one. We have ascended to the throne to love, forgive, honor, respect, and teach our mystical truth as the sage within, never to be silenced in this generation. We will reveal the feminine nature in males and females, awakening the yin and yang in every being and their connection to the universe. Use nature electromagnetic force. And I will use my glasses as well. use nature's electromagnetic force, the energetic field, to reconnect to humanity. We are ready to express our magical arts, to speak and think at the speed of light. That's right, my sisters. We are entering Mach time, vibrating at the speed of light and love. We are love. We are peace. We are the womb of creation. Repeat after me. I am love. I am peace. I am the womb of creation. I am, I am, I am. And the last verse, I'm going to skip a few in the interest of time. You arrive at the sacred space when you can say, I am a reflection of Mother Earth. I am the sacred feminine. I am a goddess born into creation each moment, ever manifesting in the now. And so it is. Give thanks and praise. This is an empowerment that came complete this thought in a writing workshop. All I had to do was to shift a few things. This message is for me and you and every woman, never to silence ourselves because of the challenge of patriarchy or patriarchy that feels that the woman should be shunned or put aside. We will never go into the ash heaps of eternity. We are the womb of creation, the mother of creation, the tree of life. And so that's empowerment for women to remember who and what they are, and that we have magical arts, sacred arts that is hidden, trapped within us. We're priestesses, we're goddesses, we're queens, but we're also the balance for the male. We are the balance. We are the light. We are the power of the universe as creators. We lift them up. We must be together with the sacred masculine, never behind, underneath, or above. We are together. Give
Yes.
thanks.
Give thanks, my queen. Wow, that is truly amazing. And where can persons get this book to purchase, queen?
On Amazon.com or directly from me, parischambers at gmail.com. You can go online,
Okay.
Gmail, parischambers at gmail.com or Amazon.com.
Okay, so people hear that. You can purchase Queen's book.
And then,
See,
of course, they look for the title, Living Life
living
as a Sacred
as a
Practice,
sacred
or the
practice.
name, for the
Yes.
name. Yes.
Yes. And she also has another book, which I think she mentioned earlier. What is that? The Rose of Sharon?
Yes.
Yes.
The ro-
So the Rose of is that what
yes,
it's called?
poetry from the Rose of Sharon.
Okay, so again, that's another book. So she's an author as well. Amazing. And I would really encourage you to go out and purchase Queen Oshun or Sharon Paris Chambers' book. You know, you very empowering, very enlightening, inspirational, everything good, positive you can find in this book. One of those poems can be maybe a reflection of you, or maybe can also help to empower other women as well. Now, Queen, you spoke about the Temple of Inner Peace. So I must talk a little bit about the Temple of Inner Peace. Never been, but when I do go to Jamaica, definitely. But
Oh,
you
please.
know what? Last year, this month, that temple was launched. And, you know, I'm so thrilled to see what goes on at that temple. What it is, it's not a place where you can dwell overnight, but it's a place that you can go for healing. Just with the universe, as she mentioned, with just nature outside. Amazing. So, Queen, can you talk a little bit about the Temple of Inner Peace?
Yes, the Temple of Inner Peace is a dream that we had when we came from Atlanta, Georgia, United States, to Jamaica in 1999. So my husband and I sat, and I think he may have introduced the idea of having a place where we could bring people of like minds. We could bring way showers, light showers, gurus from around the world, spiritual ministers, you know, and people who were non denominational to come and to be one, interfaith, to come and experience um, spirituality, spiritual development. So we found this beautiful place in Westcliff Estate, Negril. It's the most western place, of course, um, Negril in Jamaica. So here we are. We have 1 acre of land, and we had not developed it for 10, 15 years. And one day I just got the inspiration listening to Muta Baruka, always telling us to plant our seeds, decided to go there and plant the seeds. Now we have been caring for it and bushing and, taking care of it throughout that 15-year span. But just one day we went there and we decided to plant seeds. And so we had to clean, clear, cut. And we discovered a property that was so beautiful. And we were told by the owner for 150 years, no one has lived there or troubled the soil. And that was very exciting to us. So what we decided to do was turn the temple into peace as an oasis of peace where people would come and commune. They would enter tier one, drive in, park in tier two, and then tier three, they would start walking down some stairs, leaving the world behind. But when they got to the bottom, there would be a fireplace or fire pit made out of stone. The place is very stony and rocky. It felt like at one time it was covered by the ocean, but now it's free. So you have these jagged, pointed rocks. We call them honeycomb rocks because they have little holes and points. And so you come down this fire pit's there, and you are saged, and we're getting rid of all any negativity from the world and leaving it behind. And then you enter and you find a space where you want to be or where we're meeting as a group that day. So when you go, when you come, it's usually for an event. So you would gather where the event would be. And then eventually we would do tours so people get familiar with the space and they could really find a place where they could sit and do their meditations and commune. Now, I have to give away the secret. When you come down the stairs, we have a new installation with a big Buddha sitting there peacefully. And there are a little Buddha in front of him with lots of river stones and lots of posters um, that you can see the chakra, the seated postures, and the environment beyond is really mostly comedic. And you're seeing pictures of Oshun with the wings, not Oshun, I mean Mahat, goddess Mahat. And then you're seeing Osiris and you're seeing a beetle that's transforming from one lower level position into higher levels of position, carrying a sun and wings. And you see the beauty of Africa. Kemet is all around you. And you get to remember, if you're not remembering, who and what we are as a people. So it is that transformative space where you come to find the sage within and to be at peace. Very peaceful place. The birds, the trees, the flora, the fauna. The we're going to have farm to table foods. We're going to have a place, a little juice bar and a tea house in one. So people can have the natural mint from the land, the natural herbs, and of course whatever's growing, whatever's in season. So we'll have farm to table meals, small meals, and eventually, when it's only 1 acre, and that space is a quarter of an acre. When we get additional lands nearby or next door, there's a lot. We can build little cabins for people to stay. So I know people may want to come and stay. What we could allow is for little tents, portable tents to be put up so people can experience staying overnight.
Yeah, I was
Yes,
just
I know
gonna
you want that.
yeah, I
You
wanted
want
to
that.
find out about
Yes.
accommodation.
Yes.
You just says it. Wow. Yes, so
Yes, but just down below, one quick
just
thing, just down below on our shelf, we're on Shelf Road. Well, just down below on another shelf is Jackie's on the Reef. She's directly below where we're located, and then we have the Westender Inn and homestays. So we will be able to find accommodations for your guests.
so people, for me as a travel agent, that's where I would love to do my first tour, of the Temple of Inner Peace, and where people could actually tent, set up their tents and stay overnight. When you do have that, or even now, Queen, how long of a day can this be for an individual who really is looking to be healed, or how long can they stay for that day?
Well, what we do, since the place isn't fully lit, right? We can keep the fire light burning. So we'll say from 9 until 6. Like our full day activities usually go from 9 until 6,
And
9
what
a.m.
about
until 6. For
food?
extended stays, we'll have to put in um, more light, which can be accommodated.
Okay, what about food?
Well, food is catered,
Okay,
brought in, and then we warm it on the grill. And so we're building now our kitchen. Um, and so we don't like the word kitchen. We're going to say our juice bar because nothing there should be too permanent. Nothing, and everything is going to be made of natural materials or bamboo or
okay,
our logs,
great.
log cabin, logs. Um, and the cabins will be log cabins later on. So we're living in nature. We have little bugs and so on, but we're going to try to live with them. We are going to try to do the
I guess,
things
I guess
that they won't eat our wood. Is we want to
yes,
be natural. We don't want to come and put heavy concrete structures in a forested
makes sense.
area.
I
Yeah,
agree
we
with that.
want to respect nature and love nature and become
Yes,
one with it.
yes. And I know you and I spoke before about community tourism, and I think this would lead or could lead to that kind of concept. Can you maybe touch a little bit on community tourism?
Yes, we we have been involved with our community tourist partner, Diana McIntyre Pike, for many years. And she's now decorated with the Order of Distinction for the work she's done in making Jamaica a place that people come to learn about what the natural capital, the human capital, and social capital that communities have. So instead of going to big cities, we go into communities and we live where people live in their homes, and we live and they see what they do, where they go to church, where they go to school, visit their schools, their farms. We help them on the farm. There are lots of activities. We taste the product of their beekeeping. We see the apiary, and what we've been told is that she would like to encourage us to create a temple of inner peace in Mandeville, where they have a peace village, and or the temple could even become a peace village and become
Wow.
one of their official peace village. That has been first conceived by Dr. Louis D'Amour, and he's based in the United States, but his work goes across the entire world, including Africa. So iipt.org is where you could get more information about that work
IIPT?
of Louis D'Amour. But also for us, yeah, IIPT,
Uh-huh.
International Institute for Peace Through Tourism. Yeah. So we feel that
Wow.
what we're doing, we are peaceful beings. They're peaceful beings. We're gathering people together. We're teaching, and we're having a venue for people to express themselves and to remain peaceful or to learn how to be peaceful. Right now, every Sunday at 11 a.m., our central time, we gather, and we are hosting priest Ayakongo I Dawit, a Rastafari priest, and he's teaching about the order of the caterpillar. I think he's named it such. However, the caterpillar, the transformational process uh, of moving from the earthbound physical into the spiritual is a very ancient teaching, but he's now teaching it in terms that Canada, we
Just
Janet, we're back. Janet,
yes,
I
yes.
my apologies for our internet here. What I'm saying, Janet,
Yes, I'm here.
perhaps you could edit
I
that
will.
section
I,
there, saying
I will.
he's
Yes.
teaching the lessons in sections so that people could have bite-sized chunks. We just learned about the releasing pent-up pain that's held in the heart, but pain can be held in every and any organ. So we have to learn to release in order to become as light as a butterfly, as light as a feather, which is the teaching of Mahat. If we are going to transcend, we have to become very light. And that includes what we eat, that we must watch what we're eating more alkaline food and eating food that are more healthy, filled with the right minerals and less of the starchy things that's going to keep you down, tired and so on. So yes, we are teaching, and people we're just promoting and inviting people to come. There's no charge to come. There's for people to give donations, for us to continue our work.
Yeah. Can people? How is this? Is this broadcast on Zoom or for persons around the globe? How can they connect?
It can be broadcast by Zoom. We physically go to the temple, and we are supposed to go on Facebook Live, but we haven't done so yet. So we're going to get the equipment to
It
do that.
it
Yes,
would be amazing if that could take place.
yes, and hopefully by next month, since February is almost over, then
Yeah.
we can do that.
No, this would be great because it would be, in terms of positivity. Everybody moving in the same in unison. I believe that would be amazing based on how the world is going. We need
Yes,
that around us.
yes.
Okay. Thanks for sharing that, Queen Asha. Now I'm gonna touch a little bit on. So there's a marvelous event that just took place in Jamaica that includes Dr. Julius Garvey, who
Mhm.
is the son of Marcus Garvey. And I'm not sure if he's still in Jamaica, but just recently,
No,
Queen
it's left.
Ela, you were involved with that movement. Can you talk a little bit about that, please?
Yes, Dr. Garvey was here on the island along with a um, Major White, I believe, and their job was to represent Garvey's foundation, yes, and to go to the Governor General and go to communities and the ministry to get Garvey to be taught, Marcus Garvey's work to be taught in the schools. And so there's a committee left behind, and there's the Amy Jakes Community Center and the management of that center, who are now here left behind to continue to the push, the lobby, the Jamaican Ministry of Education and government to begin to have Marcus Garvey taught in the schools. That will be revolutionary. So
Well,
a revolution has begun, and Julius Garvey, who is close to 90 years old, will not stop, and his
no, you won't.
followers will
You,
not stop.
you won't. Because
Because unless
remember,
we have that
yeah,
revolution or change, we will continue to be bereft of the knowledge we need to grow into conscientious, powerful people. We need to have this book and the knowledge of this book into in our libraries and in our hearts.
Okay.
Course on African philosophy that
We're
tells us how to be a human being that understands where they come from, a human being who understands language, how to use language, a human being who understands how to negotiate and camaraderie, a human being who understands their power. The book is phenomenal. It teaches the value and the basis of the UNIA, and it teaches a few other things. You had a question. I'll give you some more of what it teaches in a minute. Go ahead, please.
no, I was just gonna ask who wrote that book, first of all.
Um, Professor Marcus Messiah Garvey.
Wow. That's from him himself?
Yes,
Oh, that's
course of
amazing.
African philosophy, lessons for African people. Um, I think it was renamed that by the the author, which is Ras Sekou, is the author, and he says it's the 81st anniversary edition, and it was a class of 1937. These were professional people who Garvey would send around the world to represent him. So it was done before he died. And
And where can this book be found?
I got a personal autograph by Dr.
Oh,
U.S. Garvey.
that's amazing. Where can this book be found?
Frontline, frontlinebookpublishing.com. Frontlinebookpublishing.com. It's a frontline book, and this is the organization that's responsible in Western Jamaica to disseminate the work of Marcus Messiah Garvey. Head
Wow.
Start and Head Start Publishing. Frontline Books. There's a number 11773 288 7718. 1773 288 7718. Frontlinebooksdistribution.com. Frontlinebooksdistribution.com. FRONTLINE books BOOKS distribution DISTRIBUTION.com. What I'd like, Janet, is to just briefly tell them the lessons. It has 22 lessons: intelligence and education, universal knowledge and how to get it. So it tells you to read everything, and to write 20 words daily and define those 20 words and begin to use them in sentences. He says if you do that for 6 months or a year, you would be absolutely amazed at how proficient you would become, and how expert you would become, that people begin approaching you and asking you to speak in different topics. Leadership, how to become a leader. Aims and objectives of the UNIA-ACL: elocution, God, Christ, character, the social system, diplomacy, economy, man, the purpose of institutions, the universe, self initiative, personality, propaganda, communism, commercial and industrial transactions. I haven't read the whole thing, but I do encourage people to do so. History of the UNIA and the 5-year plan of the UNIA, living for something. So by the time you finish this, you'll have a reason for living. You will know how to say, be successful in the world, because you would be confident if you have the words to speak your way in and out of meetings and negotiations. I mean, you would become a tailor-made person, just like Marcus Garvey became a self-made woman, a successful
What
one.
is the name of the book again, Queen Oshun?
Lessons for the African people. Lessons for African people. Course of African philosophy.
So, people, did you hear that? I didn't
But with
even know this.
Lessons for African people, it can be found.
It can be found. Do you know how much the
Yes,
book costs?
on the internet. Well, I paid 3,000 for mine from one of the book publishers here. Well, one of the book traders here, because he it was at a show. Yeah,
3,000
and
Jamaican?
3,000. Yeah, so it'd be like
I don't
20
know,
$25.
$20. Yeah,
$20.
yeah,
Say $20. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Which
this
is,
is one of the best gifts that you could give to yourself or anyone,
I believe it's a great investment.
and it can easily fit into your not exactly your pocket, but your purse.
No, that's more than
Carry
reasonable,
carry it with you.
especially something or information that's gonna uplift you, empower you. Yeah, so
Should be
because
read
there
every
are
day.
all kinds of persons out there who are writing, and there's no significance behind the writing. They just write for the sake of writing. But coming from the great man himself, I would recommend it. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't read it, but I trust it's one of
You
those books.
you would really enjoy it, and when
Yeah.
the great I could call him a saint, as the Senegalese call him a pangul, a saint. When the great honorable right honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey tells you that you must learn to stand up
Yeah, we have to though. Um, Internet is
to
bad. Sorry,
anything that
sorry for the
white
interruption.
men say. You're
And
back. I'm back.
yes, yes,
Janet?
sorry. Yes, we cannot rely on these kind of
Yes.
unreliable service because we're using something that's very interrupted. Right? But we have to just go on.
Yes.
Yes. And
Janet, I'd like to just to finish that one point is that we must be prepared to deal with the missiles, the lies, and the deceit and deceptiveness of the white man, especially when they try to hijack our culture, our people, and that we need to know without the shadow of a doubt who we are, about our kingdoms, our people, our strength, so that we
yes,
can come back and say, well, that isn't true. We were here as the first people of the Nile Valley, and we have built our kingdoms. We are not new, and we did not evolve from slavery. We have been here from foundation. We just
but
need to know.
they're letting us believe that though, that we
Right.
we
So
were
if you
slaves.
don't have the knowledge,
Yes,
if you don't have the
exactly.
knowledge, then yes, they could fool you, but you
Yeah,
must have
that
the knowledge. So
yeah, we
he
believe in anything
encourages
that
us
we
to
say.
read. Yes.
Yeah, key, and this is why when I was introduced to the state of African diaspora and became an ambassador, it's something that I look up to at all times because I'm somewhat, not fully, but I'm somewhat preparing myself to understand who I am. And I'm using that government to understand myself more and more every day. So thank you, Queen Ashan, for
And for
inviting me
I
to.
send you all I send you all relevant information, and I'm glad you said that. All relevant information I
Yes,
can send
yes,
you
yes,
to
yes,
feed, yes, just to empower you. If I'm
yes,
lifted up, you also must be lifted up.
yes.
I
And
cannot
when
be
I
lifted
tell
up
people
alone.
that I'm a representative for the Lumi, which is a currency. It's not just about the currency. It's the teaching that you're getting from within, right? The persons on the continent, the queens, the kings that you deal with on it. And yes, people, we actually connect to queens and kings out of the continent. All right.
Yes,
So I
yes, we
must
do.
give thanks for that. And last but not least, Queen, talk to us about Amy. What Jake's Garvey.
Yes. Mhm.
Just talk to us about that celebration. How was it?
It was beautiful. It was well done by Big Stone, Claude Sinclair, who's a music producer and a videographer. he has done something remarkable. He has tapped into his reservoir of stars and created a night under the stars where we celebrated Amy Jakes Garvey and the beautiful mural they created on the conference, as you say, the community center. And then they made a stage in the street. Right in front of the mural was the stage, and people were walking by. The community had the opportunity to come in, bounce in, ride in. They were riding across the street in the stage. The producers, the performers were performing, and people were mulling about. It was a wonderful opportunity to bring people out to see success, to see the stars, the people who sang the music that they listened to when they were young, listen that they're listening to now. So when you have a Nesbeth that comes out and say, listen, people, few nights ago, the conference center was full. And today, I don't see all of you that I need to see out here. Please come out and support this event and show Dr. Garvey some love. And the people started coming out because they were not there. They were, it was all for them to celebrate this new mural, this Queen Mother, the mother of Julius Garvey, the legacy keeper
Yeah.
of Marcus Messiah Garvey, his writings and his philosophy. Janet, it was so beautiful. Let me drop some of the names of the celebrities who were there.
All right.
Clement Gordon, Fred Locks,
Oh,
Big Stone, of course. He didn't sing, but produced it. Bongo Herman, and he brought his suitcase of all the different, what do you say, all the different musical instruments that make rhythm.
oh,
And he made the sounds and he let us listen. And then he sang the old tunes and he dropped some legs.
watch it.
And he was outstanding. Singing Vernon, Glenn Washington, please consider me. Oh my
And
gosh.
Washington was there.
Wife, yes. And his
Whoa.
wife Jacqueline was there, beautiful, tall, and elegant. And they sang a duet together. That was so romantic. Nesbeth is, of course, and he sang his powerful song. He said, this song took me around the world. My dream, my
Mm-hmm.
dream. He sang all of that. Nature Ellis sang some of his popular songs.
Oh, one of my favorites.
Yes,
Yeah.
and his crooning, deep,
Mm-hmm.
sensuous sounds. And those were key. And I said Fred Locke sang the Black Star Line. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and oh, how could we forget the History Man? History Man sang,
I was wondering.
remember,
Yeah.
oh, Marcus Garvey. Yes, he's an
Yeah.
ambassador of the
Oh
state of
yeah. Oh
Mass.
yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So I must say that
It was
must
a
have been
great celebration.
yes.
A great
So
celebration for
as
those
we I guess as we're approaching
who
the
weren't
end of
there. They will be.
sorry, Queen, repeat.
At. They. I said it was a great celebration. Those who weren't there should be saddened.
Well, I am, but I know you have footages to send me, right?
Yes, they're in your inbox right now.
Yes, I can share. But people, this is amazing. This is like something I've been looking forward to for some time. And what better month to bring the Queen in, to for her to talk, share her story with us, her life journey, and I know she's not stopping anytime soon.
No,
Just based on what her and I've been discussing for the past 3 years, I know she has no stopping to stop. And being under
stop,
her,
stop. Right.
no, being under her belt, as a mentor, a motivator for myself, I look forward every time, I speak with her. There's something happening. Oh, Janet, I'm going here. I'm going by the Temple of Inner Peace. I'm doing something. That's what I love about this lady. She's always doing something
Yes.
positive because
I'm retired,
yes,
not retired. rewired, ready
Thank
for
you.
whatever
So,
life has.
yes,
Yes, I must be used up by the time I transition.
and you know what? I appreciate that. So, people, when you see me on the move, and people may say you're always on the move, it's people like Miss Chambers who gets me wired as well to get on that journey. One last thing before you go, Queen, talk a little bit about the Dennis Isis Miller show that you produce or co-produce or your co-producer of.
My husband and I, yes, co-produce the Rootsology show, heard Monday through Fridays in Jamaica on 96.1 FM radio, Roots FM. We are delighted to help bring interesting, exciting, and informative guests to Roots FM. This morning, we brought Dr. Chinzira, and she's the legacy keeper of Kemetic knowledge. Uh, I think it's called Smaitawi Academy. Uh, she brought lots of her skills, her talents, and shared with the audience today. She is a part of a delegation that's in Jamaica that's welcoming through CARICOM, welcoming royalty from Africa, and she'll be videotaping and interviewing these royals and recording this reparations conference to be held at UWI. So guess what
When
goes?
when will that be?
That will be the 28th, and it goes to
Tomorrow?
March 6th, and it will be streamed online.
Okay. So
Yes,
maybe we
starting
can
tomorrow.
share
May I
share
send you
that
the flyer?
share that as well. So people
Yes,
on the
I'll
Reggaelution talk show, this is what I bring to the table to share information to others out there that are not aware what others positive things others are doing around the globe. And especially in Jamaica, despite of what's going on, persons like Queen Oshun and many others are taking away the negativity and bringing positivity to the forefront. So, Queen, do you have anything else to share with our audience, with our people that I didn't talk about, where you are concerned?
I'd like to leave a thought. Let your thoughts be things you wish to manifest in the world. And there's a quotation by the Right Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey I'd like to share as well. So let me find that, and then I'll share it with your audience before any further interruptions.
Sorry, people, if you're hearing some interference or some noise in the background, it's construction happening where I live, and it's just so much.
It says, I trust that you will so live today as to realize that you are masters of your own destiny, masters of your fate. If there is anything you want in this world, it is for you to strike out with in search, confidence and faith in self and reach for it. Strike out in confidence and faith, people, and reach for the stars. Up, up, you mighty race. You will accomplish what you will. Marcus Messiah Garvey.
Thank you so much. Yes,
And
people, and on that note, Queen, thank you so much for taking that busy time away from
my
your
pleasure.
schedule to come in studio today. It's been a pleasure
My
uh,
pleasure.
having you, and I know I can always count on you for whatever it is. All right.
Yes,
Um,
and Janet, please let people know that the Opinions and Philosophies of Marcus Messiah Garvey, the fourth edition, is out, brand new, edited by Dr. Julius Garvey. the legacy continues.
Yes, yes. And you know what? Sharon, myself, and many others like us, this is a dream to build legacy. And we continue. So, like the great Marcus Messiah Garvey did, we continue to build our own legacies for her
Absolutely.
family, for friends, for the younger generation, just like Marcus Garvey and all the other ancestors did. We continue to build legacy. I believe in legacy building so that when we're no longer around, the legacy continues. It's continuing from Marcus Garvey and his wife, Amy Jacques Garvey. Right? So thank you, Queen, for coming by
Yes, you're welcome.
today. And we will definitely connect again.
Thank you for your love, your
Thank you.
power, authority,
Thank
and
you.
your goddess self.
All right. Thank you. Likewise. All right.
Thank you.
Likewise. And I can't wait when I come to Jamaica for some of those food and just, chilling at the
And
temple
music,
space.
music, and
And
peace.
music. Yes. Looking forward to it. All right.
Yes,
I'm gonna,
blessed.
I'm gonna surprise you. So,
I love that.
yes.
From all of us here at the Temple
Yes.
of Inner Peace,
Yes.
from
Yes.
all of us,
Just,
including our high priestess, Dr. Chinzira,
I would
and
love
our priest, and
to meet
Theo, our
her. Yes.
guru.
Yes.
We
Yes.
send
Love
you
to meet her.
warmth.
Yes. And
Love,
even
love,
Theo.
love.
Theo himself. Yes. All right. So thank you so much for stopping by.
You
Have a good day.